I just know I ain't just out there playing for just myself, just me. You know, I'm playing for my family, my boys, my brothers, people that just couldn't make it. Cause Flint, we got so much talent. Anybody could really make it, but it's just like that little path. Like it's hard. It's like it's tough, you know. So I feel like a lot of people back home just living their dreams through me when they see me out there playing. So that's why I really go out there and lay it on the line and let people know, like, yo, this is where I'm from.
Just so, like, underdog, like, your story needs to be heard. Like, this whole thing is about celebrating underdogs and just telling their story.
Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated, yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated, we the ones. Yeah, we the ones. Yeah, we the ones. We the ones. Yeah.
Would you call yourself an underdog, and if so, why?
Yeah, 110%. I call myself underdog. Just my background, my physique. Just like I started, you know, playing varsity. I was always the smallest guy out there, 5'8", 130 pounds, starting on varsity. Both of my seniors had left. That was all state. You know, they didn't believe in me. They went to go play at a bigger program. You know, they said, you know, this young freshman kid wasn't ready. So I took that team. We didn't win state, but we went to the Final Four. So, like, from that moment on, it was like, ain't nobody gonna believe in me because I'm small, I'm an underdog. So I just always kept that chip on my shoulder, no matter where I went. Even outside of basketball, I just always want to prove somebody that I can do something. So definitely an underdog, for sure. Yeah.
And I know you're an underdog. I've been blessed. I told you off air, like, one of the things for me that's such a blessing is to just be around people like you. You know me. I care about developing the next Monte Morris. And, you know, I know that they need to hear your story, right? They may see you now and they see you, you know, playing on TV with the Nike contract, you know, living a great life, doing things for your community and all that, but they don't know the pain of the process. And they may be in the middle of the pain of their process, and we want them to just get going. But when I met you, I immediately knew you were underdog because there's two things that stand out. One, you came and worked out, I believe it was between your junior and senior year with me and Big Bro, with Chauncey.
It was going into my junior year.
Right.
Yeah.
And you worked out. You got off the plane. It was you and Derek White, who's with the Celtics, and Josh Perkins, I believe, who was at Gonzaga, I think.
Gonzaga,
He was coming off the year where they went to the national championship game. And these guys are Colorado guys. They've been here the whole summer. They're acclimated to the elevation. You get off the plane, start working out, and that 5280 was hollering at you.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And you know, I remember looking at the workout, and I just see you just laboring, as anybody should. Not because you weren't trying, not because you're out of shape, but I mean, if anybody's worked out in Colorado, that first day hit different. And you struggled through the drills. And you just, once we played once, like once we got on them once, like it was different. Like you was not going to lose once you got there. And I mean, you were crawling, you were tired, you were, whatever you had to do, you was going to find a way to win.
Yeah.
And that's that. And now that I know you being the Iowa State connection, that's just who you are. And that's kind of the foundation. The other one is this. Again, I love that definition of an underdog. It's a competitor. You know, I say all the time that, you know, a lot of people call themselves underdogs. They counterfeit underdogs because they're not a competitor. And you're one of the most competitive dudes I know. But the other thing is you appear to have no chance to win the fight. And the way I say it is, you don't have to be the part to look the part. Hey, yo, underdog fam, my bad. I got it backward. I was supposed to say, you don't have to look the part to be the part. Now carry on. And so, you know, in Suka, so like, for those of you that don't know, Monte and I, he played at Iowa State, then the next year I coached. But in Suka, when you walk out your locker room, there's that mural. You guys, your freshman year, in the Big 12 championship, right? So I'm walking out the first time. Y'all got the hats on, the shirts, confetti. And I'm looking, and there's somebody that looks like they don't belong in the picture. I'm like, who is that 14-year-old kid that looks like somebody's little brother? And it was you. I mean, that's an underdog. Like, you look like you didn't even belong in the picture. And you was out there, you know, against grown men, right, 4 or 5 years older, doing your thing. So for me, that's why I think you're an underdog. And I think for me, I think for our audience, I want to start, and let's unpack what makes Monte Monte? What makes you a winner? So I think behind every great underdog, there's a team. Like being your best self is a team sport.
Yeah.
So who's the team behind you that's instilled, this underdog mentality?
I mean, mainly my mom, to be honest. She always told me it ain't about the stats and all that. It's just about, wins and losses. That's how you get judged,
Right.
no matter what you're going through in life. And she always surrounded me with coaches who never spoon-fed me. It was the coaches who taught me how to make a bounce pass, not a behind-the-back pass.
Right.
They always say, meat and potatoes. We don't need all that flashy other stuff. Keep it simple. And always keep your head up and be a leader. My mom was a point guard, so our relationship is easy to put life lessons together and basketball. So she was always telling me, like, don't turn the ball over and just pick your teammates up. So, and that's like something that got me to this level. I feel like coaches can trust me, and just the winning mentality. I always hold that on my shoulders. I'm going into state finals 4 years in a row. I didn't win all 4, but I won 2 in high school. And then, repeating it at the Division I level, winning 3 out of 4. And coming into the league, the Nuggets we was trying to get back, and I came at the right time. We got some good talent around us and won and turned it around with 54 wins and got back in the playoffs, and they started talking about Nuggets again. So just that winning mentality, I think it just come from my mom and also just the Flint background. Seeing, Mateen Cleaves, Mo Peterson, Charlie Bell, Glenn Rice, Jeff Grayer, like, we playing pickup against them. And then you got different eras. My trainer now, Keon, his era, Anthony Crater, Noopy. The list go on and on. So I seen all generations come. And wherever we went, I don't care if we went to go play at the Spice in Indiana, Ohio, they knew Flint was in the building just because our grind and our grit. So going back to when you say I got off the plane and I didn't know who Derek White was. He was at Division II then. Then Josh Perkins, I just seen him with the Gonzaga gear on. I'm like, I go to Iowa State, so we about to, I struggled through the drills, but I knew when we played ones, it was like, nah, y'all ain't beat me. I don't care if y'all work out in this elevation, but that's just Flint, you feel me? So that's how my winning and all my pride, it just come from that.
Yeah, so I appreciate you sharing. That's dope. So when you look at, because I know you, and for me, like, as I started this project, one of my obligations, I was never going to, like, chase clout to have somebody here. It was going to be somebody. There's this book called The Little Book of Talent, and they talk about the windshield phenomenon. They say, stare at what you want to become. I feel like as somebody that tries to help young people, I'm obligated to put people in their windshield.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about. But it sounds like Flint was your windshield when you talk about Mateen Cleaves and all these guys like that. When you look at players today, when you look at kids today, and you look at how you were raised, both with your mom and then this entire community, do you see similarities or are there more differences?
Repeat a little bit at the end of it.
Yeah, so like when you look at players today, like today's average player, whether it's Denver, whether it's, let's just say outside of Flint, do you think that how they're treated by their parents, by their coaches, by their environment, does it mirror how you were raised or is yours different?
Nah, I think ours is different just because at the end of the day, it's just social media. Like, when I was growing up, when I was watching, different eras, like, you just had to be there. We couldn't go on Instagram and see who won. We turn on the news if you ain't go to the game and things like that. Now I just feel like it's all hype to me. Guys do a couple highlight plays and now they rank them at number 1, number 2 in the country. I feel like going away now is just like, people don't know how to play basketball. They just athletic, you know what I'm saying? Like now I feel like parents is different because you can get money from agents and do all this now. So I think the whole game is just different. People doing it for what you can get out of it and not doing it because they really love the game to me. So I feel like it's two different. It's two different eras and I don't think it's the same, to be honest.
Now back to you and Flint. Do you feel like you have an obligation to play the game a certain way, to compete a certain way? Because you are from Flint? Because when it says Monte Morris, after that it says Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, I think so. Just like the OGs watching that play in the league and the little kids watching and people I went to high school with, the city still look up to, me, Miles, Coos. We all from Flint, so every time I'm going out there playing on TNT, ESPN, like, it feel good coming back to my phone and the whole city, like, tagging me and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just know I ain't just out there playing for just myself, just me. You know, I'm playing for my family, my boys, my brothers, people that just couldn't make it. Because Flint, we got so much talent, anybody could really make it, but it's just like that little path, like, it's hard. It's like, it's tough, you know? So I feel like a lot of people back home just living their dreams through me when they see me out there playing. So that's why I really go out there and lay it on the line and let people know, like, yo, this is where I'm from.
Yeah. It reminds me of one of my favorite rappers is Fab. Cold Summer, he says, the trenches you grew up in need to know you can win. You know what I mean?
Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated, underrated.
Hey, Underdog fam, thank you so much for tapping in. Now, do me a favor, man. Subscribe, like, comment, share, do all the things. And until next time, keep fighting.